What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Good Game Media Podcast. And today, I'm Bryson, and I'm joined by Sean.
Hello, it's me again.
We also have Logan,
Hi, I'm Logan.
and we have a less eventful episode than last time's, but we still have quite a bit to talk about, gamers. Starting off with, what have you guys been playing? I've been playing a lot, so I'm assuming you guys have also been playing a lot.
Well, I'm a little.
A lot of a little.
A lot of a little. I've been doing a little of a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I like to play 40 video games at once. So it's like I'll play 6
I'm well
hours of
aware.
each video game and then I'll never finish them.
Mhm.
Like I just I literally I started playing Bayonetta for the first time because I went to a GameStop and they had it there for like $10. And I played for like 8 hours. And then after that, I started playing Just Cause on my PS2 because I've never played that, and I've been playing that for a little bit. Haven't touched that very much, and then I've been playing Forza Horizon still, and then I'm playing Oblivion as well. So like I'm stacking all these games on top of each other. But the main one right now, has been Oblivion. I've been loving Oblivion, not as much as Skyrim, but like I'm doing all the main quest stuff. Like I don't have either of you played Oblivion?
I haven't fully went through it. My main experience with Oblivion was after I played through Skyrim and I heard really good things about Oblivion. That and the character customization
Yeah.
being ridiculous.
It is insane. It is insane.
But then I was having issues leveling up. I'm like, man, like what is going on? Like I can't seem to like figure this out. And then after doing like looking it up online, I'm like, bro, I'm like, why? Like I understand like the whole point of it is to like, you have to level like trying to make not making an all around character, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, oh, if you level something up wrong at the wrong time, you're essentially screwing yourself over later on to the point where like, oh, you might not have enough athletics later on, which could be the downside, or you leveled up athletics too quickly before you leveled up something else, and then it's all
Honestly,
like
honestly,
you could end up like at the end of the game like really poorly if you did it like
I haven't had any issues with the leveling system. Like, I don't know. I I feel like you kind of just naturally gain levels to stuff, and then when you do level up after you go to bed or whatever, I just like I don't know. I haven't the only skill that I've had issues with is fucking lockpicking, and that's because I'm bad at it. And other than that, I
Are
feel
you
like
playing
everything.
the old?
yeah,
Are
I'm
you playing the old
I'm
Oblivion
I'm
or the
playing on I'm playing
remaster?
on my 360.
You're not
oh
playing the remaster.
No, it takes up 130 gigabytes, bro. I do not have room for that on my Xbox Series S. The
And
Xbox
your
Series
Xbox
S has
360.
300 megabytes.
all I know is that I'm not the only one that's had this issue, but
Huh.
I've also heard from people that this can just be a skill issue as well. But and especially coming from Skyrim into the game,
Yeah.
like with Skyrim as the mindset, like I just over
Yeah,
leveled certain
the
things and
games
it's
are
just
very different. Like in their own rights. Like I feel like there's a lot of features from Oblivion that didn't translate or go to Skyrim at all. Like the ability to like persuade people, I think is kind of cool. And I feel like if they implemented that in Skyrim, I mean, I guess they kind of have like a thing like that. It's kind of like,
it's literally just a dialogue choice.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they added more mini games and stuff like that, it'd be cool. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I went into Oblivion like I heard nothing but bad things about Oblivion from everyone I knew. I've never really looked anything online up about it. It was all from like people I knew, and everyone I knew said the game was awful and it's boring and it sucks. And I'm like, okay, I will never play it then. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I was like 13 when people told me it was shit. So maybe maybe the other 13-year-olds were wrong.
I think a lot of those opinions come from people that came from Skyrim.
Sure,
Whereas
yeah.
Skyrim really pushes the narrative, the hero of everything, and like you are everything character, rather than like, oh, you're a knight, or you're a
Mhm.
mystical wizard, or you're a puckish rogue, or that kind of like, like that kind of style with it. Whereas like Skyrim is like, you are the Dragonborn, you are the master of the Thieves Guild, you are the leader of the Warriors Guild, you are the leader of the Mages Guild, you
Sure.
are the hero of the Civil War, Slayer of Alduin. It's like, dude, whereas in Oblivion is like, you have to work your way up.
Well,
You have to
honestly,
really work your way up, like through the ringer, and like
I
you
mean,
also,
not
I don't know.
really, because like the game kind of starts off with the king giving you a pardon, being like, "Nah, this dude's chill," and then you instantly start working for the most secret, secret service type people.
Oh yeah, no, at the start, but I'm talking about like the factions and the guilds and like
Oh,
the side
sure,
guilds, like the side guilds, like like for what is it, for the Thieves Guild, you don't even have to do any of those
yeah,
like smaller gigs or whatever that somebody else would have to do. Like you end up just getting like, oh, this is a big thing, and then you go up to the next big thing. It's just a
yeah,
series of big things. Whereas like I think the expectation for what they were doing is like, oh, you'll do some of the smaller gigs right away, rather than like just pushing the main story
yeah,
of the
sure.
quest line, so that you still get that
There's just
progression.
there's
But
just a
instead
lot
of,
less quests to get to the like higher up stuff.
I think Oblivion forced it, whereas Skyrim just like kind of made it optional, and because
Yeah,
that optionality to it, it kind of felt like it removed it just kind of felt like it removed the like ranking up through the guild.
for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just started like my playthrough of Oblivion, so like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that far. Like I've just gotten to the point to where you have to steal the book from the cult or whatever. I forget their name. It's like something blood or something. I don't know, something dumb. But it's you have to go. Basically, at this point, the cult. If you show up to the cult, they think you're one of them, and you have to like steal their sacred book or whatever. So I did that, and I couldn't figure out a way to secretly steal the book. Like every time you steal the book, they just know it's you, and I genuinely didn't know what I was doing. So I just reloaded, and I went in and I just started killing everyone because they take all of your weapons and all of your items and stuff out of your inventory when you join them. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna reload. I'm just going to kill them all. I am a decent enough level to where I can do this. And it was the funniest shit. I just throwing my head at the wall until something worked, and I was like, you know what? Maybe being a fucking psychopath works, and it did. And it was amazing. It felt good because they all kind of sucked. Like you would hit them once and they would go cower and run away through their little tunnel systems. It was so fucking funny. And there was I don't know if it was like a glitch or something, but like they all got like scared or some shit and all piled into one dead end like corner of their tunnel. And I'm not even joking, there was like 13 people in one corner. And dude, it felt like the MW2 fucking terminal mission where you just gun down everyone in the airport. I was I was going sicko mode on those guys. It was insane. But
Oh.
I've been having a lot of fun with it. I like a lot of the like side quests and the stories and like the characters are very cool. It feels a lot more goofier than Skyrim. Skyrim feels really obviously there's goofy stuff about Skyrim, but it feels a little more goofy than Skyrim. And I really enjoy that. It shows the age of the game. It aged like wine, I think. But yeah, that's been the big one lately. Is I've been like coming home from work and just relaxing on Oblivion. I started playing Halo Reach again, just doing a legendary run when I'm bored. Not the best because it spikes my blood pressure when I die to the same elite 15 times. But yeah, that's been my endeavors lately. What have you guys been up to?
I have been playing Like. It is the most nerdy in the weeds niche for the one specific person thing. It is going through Gens 1, 2, and 3 in a roguelike setting. Very fast pace. Runs if you are once you get in the groove of it, runs last like 2 minutes to get to like cycle through a bad one, and then like a good one that goes deep goes like 15, 20. So like you're in and out
From what
very
you showed
fast.
me, it looked a lot like the at least like the map or whatever looked like Slay the Spire, where you kind of like
Yeah,
pick
so
your
it's
path and
yeah,
stuff. It
it's
looked really
br-
cool.
branching paths, and you can read the board like immediately, where it's just wild Pokemon are worth 1 level, trainers are worth 2, and then the Pokeballs catch.
Yeah,
Very, very, very visible and very noticeable and recognizable iconography.
yeah, I think that's a word.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. I don't know the full story. I will come back next week with more. I have not had time today to do anything, but I was going to get invested in it. I'm gonna get invested in their Discord, just to see because it's a really cool project that
Yeah, the fact that it's a web
I
browser
I
game too is insane.
it popped up out of nowhere, and when I started playing it, I only thought there was Gen 1 and only one game mode, and it turns out that there is a whole entire score chase leaderboard game in this that seems to be entirely fan driven and and passion projected.
Yeah.
I think it is very neat. I think it is very cool, and I hope I am not wrong.
You
But
you you really
but
do continue.
I was gonna say, but hopefully time does not prove me wrong in that. But what's up?
You really do love those like games where you just like repeat over and over again.
It's just it's refining a system that I really enjoy.
Sure.
It's finding the I can't it's finding the
Getting your own meta basically, like figuring out what works for you and like
yeah
redoing that over and over again.
um no it's very fun and very rewarding to in a gaming sense to look at a machine and find the weak points and target them to get results that not anticipated by the creator of the game.
Sure.
It's just it's a very wacky and weird way of playing it that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I was never too into those games until like we played Slay the Spire 2 together. I never really got the hype. And then like I played it with you guys and it was fun,
Another
but like it's still not like a genre of game I would ever really touch in my free time. So it's nice that you show me these things because it's like it's just a universe I don't explore. And it like I'm interested in
Slay
it.
the
It's just hard for
Spire
me to do it myself.
Slayer Spider 2 falls into that little of a lot category we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, that game's fun. I still have yet to play it on my own. I've only ever played it with like you and Will. I've been meaning to, but like I don't know. I get kind of this is gonna sound evil, but like I get bored of games like that. There's just kind of I don't know, maybe I'm just playing them wrong or something, but just I don't know, they don't hold my interest as long as like something else. I think it's mostly just because like I don't have story being thrown at me. And like a big thing for me is story games. I like having a story I can follow and like wrap my head around. And I know nothing about Slay the Spire.
I'm Mordecai, cross my arms. You piss me off right now.
Really? No. Please forgive me. I
I
didn't.
don't understand. Not that I don't understand it, but a lot the games that draw my attention the most are the ones that throw pure gameplay and pure mechanics as opposed to a narrative.
Sure.
It's having enough. I don't like I don't. I like an RPG and I like a story game, but when it comes to the stuff I'm gonna play on a day-to-day basis, I really enjoy having loose direction, but also the freedom to just do it
Sure.
and having that creative freedom to do whatever comes to my brain and having it 9 times out of 10 not only be a valid option, but something that was not thought of and completely breaks the system is really fun.
Sure. That's why I kind of like games like Cyberpunk, because there's a lot of times where I'm playing Cyberpunk and I'm like, how do I go about doing this. And now it's not like the most in-depth game with like being able to like freedom to do whatever you want, but like there's so many ways to build your character and so many ways to go about certain encounters that like
Mm.
the replayability is in the story, and there's so many different ways to do things. Um or like if you come up on an area that has a ton of enemies, and you're like, "Oh, I have to go through and get this one thing all the way at the end of this building." It's just like you can either kill everyone, you can be stealthy, you can hack people.
Mhm.
You can like there's a section I think where you can like talk to the bad guys. I forget which one it is. It's like I think it's a like spider looking guy. I can't remember. You can either talk to him and you can like escape and he'll let you go, or you can be like, uh, fuck you, die, and you kill him, or like I don't know. There's just so many ways you can go about stuff like that, and I like being able to think around a problem too as well, kind of
Sure.
like you do. But yeah, I guess I never got into those kind of games like you. Those repeatables, I guess.
It's also kind of a price point thing, honestly. Being able to get $600 out of $20 as opposed to getting $8 out of $60, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
Return on investment. I have money, but like being able to stretch it as thin as possible.
I get what
Being
you mean.
able
Like,
to
if it's is
Mhm.
$60 worth a game you're only gonna play for a certain amount of time, you know what I mean? There was this.
Right.
Did you guys ever watch Funhouse, the Rooster Teeth like spin-off thing that they did in like California? It was like their own separate channel, but they were connected to Rooster Teeth.
I saw the Instagram
No.
reels.
Okay, well they had this series. I think it was after they start like not quit Inside Games, but it's when they went from Inside Games to Funhouse. They had this series where one of the guys would come in and he would it was called $1 an hour, and he believed that every dollar that you spent on that game should be an hour of gameplay. And like obviously it's a YouTube video, so they would only ever play a game for an hour, so they would never ever have make their money back off of it. But he
Mhm.
like strictly believed that if you paid $60 for a game, you should be able to get 60 hours out of the game without getting bored. And I kind of believe that to a degree. Because like there are definitely some games where it's just like you pay $60 for and you get 12 hours out of, and you're like, okay, well that was, I kind of wanted more, expected more of that. But there's a lot of times where I've paid $20 for a game and I don't put more than 2 hours into it, so it's just like, but I still have fun on it, and I still like, you know what, that was a good $20 purchase.
I believe I believe it's a case by case metric. I believe it really
Sure,
depends on the game. I'm pulling up my Steam library as we speak to try to get a valid example. I'm gonna
sure.
sort by time.
Well, you do that. I kind of want to add in. There's
Yeah,
somebody
go for
that
it.
I watch on uh YouTube. Their name's Jolts Dude. He's a Borderlands YouTuber. Very prominent in the scene.
Sure, sure.
He has a very he's a very similar point to where you should be able to get 60 hours of playtime out of it. Granted, it's like, are you going to be bored? Is it going to be 60 hours of fun that you're going to actually have yourself? That's up in the air
Yeah.
because it's kind of dependent. Like if you're not somebody that's like into looter shooters, and you're getting into like Borderlands 1 or Borderlands 4, whatever Borderlands. I'm
Yeah.
just using Borderlands as an example because I brought it up. But if you are not somebody that enjoys, like grinding for loot, or you're not somebody that enjoys like doing like farming for something, Borderlands might not be that game that you're gonna be like, oh, that wasn't worth my money that I spent on it. Even though you could realistically get
Yeah,
your
you
money's worth
could, but
out
who
of
says you're gonna
playing the
enjoy
game.
it?
Yeah, so it's like just because you could doesn't mean that it's like
It
just because
can't
you
it
could
not
doesn't mean it might not just be for you, and
yeah.
it's up to you when you wanna if you wanna spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, that's just how games and like hobbies are. It's just is it is it in your mind something that you are willing to part ways with that, and
Yeah.
are you willing to be okay with that not being a good product at
That's
the end
why
of the
we love a
day?
good sale. We love a good sale. I don't think I have spent full money on a game in so long. It's been ages, and it's just because I'm never sure if I'm gonna like something or not. So it's like I might as well wait for a sale, and then decide if this is a game I'm gonna spend time on.
Logan, did you find your example that you were trying to talk about?
The thing I'm trying to get at here is when I look at my Steam library, a lot of all my games that are over $100 are all games that have zero story. Sans Baldur's Gate and Stardew Valley. Out of the 9 games in my over 100, the only game that is purely story driven is at the bottom. It is also the one that costs the most money.
Which one's that?
Baldur's Gate.
Oh, okay.
You could argue Elden Ring. There's no story in Elden Ring. There is a story, but you fucking
Reading
not.
items constantly. I mean, it is obviously story. It is a very deep lore, but like it's not being
it's lore,
handed
but
to you. It's not the like.
It's
You
reading
don't
a
become
book through sticky notes.
you don't become Elden Ring for the
That's
first.
such a
Elden
good way to
Lord for-
put it. That's such a
yeah.
good way to put it.
You don't become Elden Lord for the first time and know a single fucking thing that's happened in the story.
Yeah.
But you also look at games like Final Fantasy VII that it took me 48.9 hours to just mainline the story and do only the Sephiroth fight on disc 3.
Yeah.
There was so much more of that game, and granted I paid what, $10 for it at a Steam sale, but when it caught for the game that costed $50 back in whenever it was released, and
Yeah.
it really it depends on the quality and the amount you get from a game.
Yeah.
I guess because
And it's so subjective too, because everyone is different. I mean, all three of us here are very different with our gaming.
Terraria is my top game played, and it cost me $10 not on sale when I bought it, and I've gotten 600 hours of gameplay out of it.
Yeah, that's a pretty cheap game.
But does that mean that Terraria is a better game on a
Yeah.
1-to-1 scale? Is Terraria a better game than Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, because it's like I know it. Yeah, it's not very comparable, but it's like you can kind of use it as a metric for yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I've bought Terraria on almost every console I've owned. So you know, a $10 game, however much, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I've probably put a total of 15 hours on the game my entire life, which is sacrilegious, I know. But it's just like I just never got into it.
I'm well over 1,500. There's no way I'm not.
Yeah, which is like insane to me, but
I've been playing since like 1.0.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, like I mean, it's not really like I can't really use my like Steam account as a good like playtime thing just because I play on Xbox more than anything. But like my like most played game is Counter-Strike, and it's probably just because I play with you guys, but like one of my second highest games is 7 Days to Die. It's like I love survival games. I like that's my repeatable thing is I like playing a survival game. That is my repeatable where it's just like I can do that over and over again and still enjoy it. And then I think it's like New Vegas with like 110 hours, and it's just because I love the story of that game and I love the RPG elements. I'm very much a story guy, unless it's survival. I think survival is probably my number one genre.
I'm somebody that likes replay, like mission replay or like activity replay. It's like it sounds similar to roguelite, but it's not exactly because like roguelite is like the whole game rather than like the specific mission.
Yeah.
Because like I'm somebody that plays like Darktide, Destiny, like those things where it's like for Darktide it's like the mission itself, and what's replayable about it is that there's no mission plays exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because every time when you load in, there's like, oh, remember where there was a Crusher? Now there's 12 Ragers. Oh, remember where there were 5 Crushers? Oh, now there's 15, there's 15, Gunners. And so the mission plays differently, but it's the same exact objectives. So, and like for when it comes to like Destiny, like replaying the dungeons are really replayable, and that's why like, I play a lot with Gabe. Is we like fast track the dungeons. One, because we want the loot for builds or light level. The other thing is like just doing the objective it's just entertaining itself is
Yeah.
doing the objective. It's like it's very basic things. Like for one of the dungeons, it's literally just like, oh, you have to wait for the guy to drop like something, and then you have to kill him, and then he drops another one. Well, sometimes he just doesn't drop it for whatever reason, because whatever. And so you have to like do multiple runs, like waiting for him to drop his shit so that
Yeah.
you can pick it
You
up.
you love RNG is what you're saying. You love
No, I like RNG, but at a certain
Gold,
point,
gold,
it's like,
gold, gold,
okay,
gold.
come on.
gold, 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 gold.
Yeah, good. It, I it I enjoy RNG and like having something like potentially like rare happen because it feels unique to
Yeah.
me. It's like it feels like this is a one of one experience that I get to have. Like obviously like other people experience the dungeon, but they didn't
Yeah,
experience the way I did it.
of course.
Like because Gabe and I we've played every single dungeon week 1 when it dropped. I think except for like maybe one or two, and that was because we were working or just time didn't work
Busy,
out that
yeah.
way. And it was just like we went in and we figured everything out ourselves. And then because of that, we had our own way of doing it. And because we had our own way of doing it, we were able to we were able to perfect that. And when we perfected it, we were able to go fast.
Sure.
But then like we start trying to do it with other people like that, like doing it like LFGs, like we'll just grab a third person because we want to get it done even faster, and then trying to communicate our way with how somebody learned with it
Yeah.
off online or through an online guide are two entirely different scenarios.
It's almost like you're like 1500s like explorer and you're discovering like the West Indies and shit. Like you're finding new paths to trade spices, you know?
Yeah. Mm, I wouldn't, I don't know, I wouldn't go that far. I'd say it's just like it was us putting our own puzzle together, and then somebody like there would be some person like, oh, if we got a third person we could do this puzzle quicker, and then that third person came in and go, oh no, you're doing it wrong because this is how I learned it, and this is the objectively correct way because this is what everybody else does.
Yeah.
And that's where Gabe and I had issues, is because it would be like it'd be like, no, these are funny call outs that we get to say things. Like we get to like what's the like thing that people are doing? They're like using like audio like stimming
Oh
or
yeah,
something
the
where they like say like a line from a show or something. Like people are doing it with Family Guy where they're stimming the cutaway gags.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you've seen that
That's
guy on
ball.
Insta.
I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Like official flower business. It's because like he just sees like a bunch of flowers or
Oh,
something.
okay. Yeah, I get what you're talking about.
So like Gabe and I have like specific call outs that would, or like we would stim like an audio like an audio like a meme stim,
Yeah.
and it'd be somewhat related to the thing that we're doing, and we would call it like we'd call them like Guggen runs or whatever.
Sure.
Because it'd be
Yeah.
funny is like what we try to do is relay the information in the worst way possible
Well, it's
and
kind of
still complete
it's
it.
like when we play Counter-Strike. It's like I love trying to figure out new things to like do and stuff. Like now the like rush, like the vent rush on Nuke is not anything new, but like I just was thinking of that fucking country song that like the devil goes down to Georgia. I was like, that'd be the funniest name to call this thing, and when I use it in like random games where I'm playing with randoms and I go, guys, let's do devil go down to Georgia. What's devil go down to Georgia? It's the funniest shit. I love figuring
Whenever
stuff
you
out for the first time.
tell a random we're doing it, you always hit him with like a country, like you're a country like
Devil go down to Georgia. Devil go down to
yeah, like
Georgia.
your country artist telling like just saying this is a little piece we like to call, and it's like we're on a stage performing
Yeah,
something.
it's the funniest shit. And then like or like Logan showing me door strats. Like I've never seen anyone do that on Nuke where you stand behind the door and you can see over the top of it when
Hey
you
man,
double
don't give away
stab.
our strats.
Listen. I'm not telling you what map it's on.
These are These are pro league level strats.
Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon for for Pro League level strats.
For smoke
Just
guides.
Discord. Discord of basic information.
Yeah, but I 100% get that. I remember back in the day, Black Ops 3, like I remember riding around on my bike and then getting notifications on like YouTube when Noah J would start streaming Black Ops 3 when like Revelations came out or like when all these DLCs were coming out. I remember just like going home to my laptop so I could like, oh my god, I felt like a pioneer figuring out like the Easter egg steps for the first time. Like I do get what you're talking about, where it's like you're almost like you're putting a puzzle together. You are the Indiana Jones of Destiny 2, you know?
I get what you're saying. Thank you for the comment, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's like there's one thing watching, it's another thing actually being in that experience and doing it yourself.
Yeah, of course.
It's just not something like it's just nowhere. That's where is like my addiction to Destiny comes from. Is there's just no other game that does raid and dungeon content like Destiny. Outside of like maybe of like World of Warcraft or
Sure.
like other like MMO style games, but they don't do it the way Destiny does it. And everybody tries to like people try to copy it, and every single time it fails because of, like, what are we missing? What are we missing? It's the unique blend that like Destiny respects the intelligence of their community and what they're capable of doing. While at the same time making these things complicated, they're also making them approachable for people who have, you know, like who might have some like movement issues or like they have like colorblind. Like they're still making them accessible while at the same time difficult and challenging.
Yeah.
Without
it's a solid
like
mix.
without insulting
Yeah.
you. And that's why people go, oh, this is easy. Because once you figure it out, it is that simple.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just muscle memory. You
Sure.
do it enough times, it does become that simple. And when you get down, you know, with your own group, your own rhythm, it's just so nice because it's like an orchestra being done without a conductor almost.
Yeah, I've also never been into those types of games either. The closest one is like GTA 5, where it's like the repeatable missions that you're constantly doing. And it's like I kind of get
Or like the heists.
Yeah, I get where you're getting at, like figuring out the most optimal way of doing it, but you're doing it throughout like 10 tries. Like oh, I forget what the mission's called, but it's the one where you buy the like Sandy Shores Airport, or the one that's like farther up by like the farms that's on like the other side of the lake by Sandy Shores. And you do that mission, and it's not a good mission. The payout's not worth it, you know. But I remember they were doing like double or triple money or some shit. So I was like, I've only done it
once.
once.
You're talking about the Oscar Guzman.
Oscar Guzman, yes, the flies again. I remember I spent. I get what you're getting at, where you're like, you get addicted to it, and it's just like, dude, I spent maybe like 40 hours within like 3 days of just trying to figure out the most optimal way to run that mission. And I was just like, all right, if I get if I do this and do this before I have to go get the helicopter plane things, and then if I bring those back, and then if I sit down on the ground and get my homing RPG out, I can hit the attack helicopters. And then if I go steal all those helicopters that you EMP and bring like 4 back, it's like coming up with all these optimal ways to do it while like trying to get the most money. And you're like, well, maybe it's not worth wasting the time on this and just like lose $20,000 off the final reward. It's like I do get what you're talking about. I love trying to find stuff like that.
It's not necessary. It is optimization, yes, but it's not optimizing in the way that like you look up at like, because some people go or will just go like, oh, I'll just look because somebody else will probably has it already done better for me. And you know what? They probably did do it, and they probably made a YouTube video that is optimized so that anybody could do it, and it's not taking away from your experience. But within those optimizations are optimizations for yourself.
Yeah,
so that it's like
it's your
personal
touch on it.
Yeah, it's like I don't personally play that way. Like, for Gabe and I, the way that we do a specific thing on Destiny for a raid, Gabe and I like to do an encounter on Vaulted Glass. It's called Oracles. We like to do it ourselves, whereas in other groups, they might assign one thing per person, and it's a lot easier. Like, oh, I only have to remember this one thing, versus I have to remember 3 things or 6 things. Like it's like, but Gabe and I were like, hey, if we can just Gabe's like, I can remember all 6, but like if he can remember the right side, I can get the left side. I can remember 3. Gabe can remember 3, and if everybody else can just make sure there's nobody else around us, it's just smooth sailing. And the 3 people, we don't have to like essentially tell them.
Sure.
It's just because it's just shooting things in order. That's all it is. It's shooting the things in the order that they showed up in. Pretty simple. But at the same time, you're getting shot at by enemies. You're getting flinched, all that other stuff. And they only show up twice, and when you have all that stuff coming at you, there are chances for mistakes or people mistiming things. So if you focus certain people on just ad clearing, then the other 2 people can focus on the oracles. You're in and out of there real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of groups that go, and it's like, you are assigned to this specific one. You remember when it shows up.
They're Nazis about it. It's just like we have a meta that we found on YouTube, and let's just do that.
It's just, we found something that works for us. This is how we like to do it. And it's that's what I like doing, is finding my own personal optimizations for doing something, because it feels unique to me. While yes, I might have learned how to do an encounter a specific way before, I like figuring out for myself like what just works the best for me, what is just the most fun way to do it. And sometimes the most fun way to do it is a little bit harder, but that's just what makes it more fun to me.
I feel like you would enjoy playing Dark Souls, man. Like I feel like
I
Dark
do
Souls
enjoy playing
I
Dark
feel like
Souls.
that's like right up your alley, is those kind of games, because it's pretty much just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
I do enjoy those games, but it's just I'm just playing a game like Destiny all the time, so it's like I can't really play the 2 at the same time.
Yeah, sure. It was that's your Destiny rant for this week. Tune in next time
You can
for
have your spaghetti needed too.
Sean's next Destiny rant.
Yeah, when there's nothing to do because Iron Banner is gone after today.
We're just turning this into a Destiny 2 podcast.
Just don't.
That's
We're creating a podcast based off of a dead game that only one guy plays all the time.
God, yeah. I don't know. How do I segue away from Destiny 2?
Oh, speaking of Destiny 2.
No,
okay,
no more. I don't want to talk about Destiny 2 anymore.
No. Speaking of Destiny 2, there's one company that destroyed everything.
Oh,
Sony.
he's
What's
genius.
another thing that Sony destroyed?
Oh my God,
physical media.
This guy's a fucking genius. This is why we keep him around.
Guys, let's
Oh my
kill
God.
more things.
Sony's
Let's
evil.
have more things.
Sony's evil. Gaming's dead is the worst it's ever been. Yeah, so Sony has been evil, as the Japanese tend to be sometimes. They have taken away our
not giving any discounts on their games ever.
Subaru for making cars explode. Okay, the Japanese are evil, but why is PlayStation evil? Because they're taking away our physical media. I'm slightly opinionated on this. I think it's bullshit, obviously. I do believe in the right to collect physical media. I think physical media is, I hate to say it, I hate this fucking word. This word pisses me off, but it's kind of a LARP thing. But like also at the same time, let people buy physical media. And like I haven't bought a physical disc for a modern console in the last 5 years. I don't even have a disc tray on my Xbox Series S. So it's just like I have no reason to, but people should still be able to buy that. There's no reason for that to not exist. And like it would be fine if they were getting rid of physical media and then like making it cheaper to buy digital only games, you know what I mean? There's a lot less manufacturing that goes into that. and I feel like they could lower the prices a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not saying they have to lower every game $40 lower, just like, just take a little off, make it not so fucking expensive, but they're not. They're evil. They're greedy.
Logan, did you have anything to say before I go?
I have a complete polar opposite of take on that opinion. So where do you lie? Where do you lie in that spectrum?
Again, like I'm kind of similar in the aspect that I do not buy physical. I haven't bought a physical game in a decent amount of time. I mainly buy, like, a lot of my games are on Steam. A lot of my games on Xbox are bought through the Xbox store, even though I do have a disc tray. But if we do not have physical media, we lose things like the Deadpool video game that, a lot of people loved and cherished and played. I don't think you can buy that right now on any marketplace.
No,
but
don't think so.
Because you can buy the disc version of it, you can still play the game. Like, because I own it. That's where I bought it. I wanted to buy it. It's like, oh, it's not here. Oh, so let me go out and go to a store and buy that piece of media. And they can't take that ownership away from me. Whereas if we only have access to buying games online, even Sony, I think even Sony on top of it, another thing that I saw is that in their terms and conditions, if you do not sign into your PlayStation account across 36 months, they can deactivate your account and essentially take away your rights to the games that you own. They just essentially remove. I think they use the term deactivate your account.
From what I've seen, all it does, I could be completely wrong about this because I read it a while ago. I read it a couple months ago on some fucking just like you open up Google and you see a quick news thing or whatever. If from what I remember correctly, is people were kind of blowing that out of proportion. Pretty much what they do is they just put your account on like sleepy time, like your account just goes to sleep, and it just makes it so, like I don't know exactly what it does, but like all you have to do is sign back in and like prove that you're you or whatever, like type in your fucking password or something. And then, boom, you have all your shit back. But like I said, I don't know how true that is. I could be wrong. I could be making that up even. But I swear I read that somewhere. Because I remember being like, oh, that's bullshit. Because like, I don't have a modern PlayStation console right now. The last thing I have that's modern PlayStation is a PS3 because my PS4 doesn't work anymore. So like, I kind of log in from time to time on my PS3 account. So it's just like, if they locked my account, that would be nuts because I have so many PlayStation 4 digital games. I'd be pissed.
Yep. But kind of like still to just backtrack a bit still is that with
like
games and physical media, all we're doing is by giving up and like obviously it's like, oh, I don't buy it. That as a, not buying physical media myself, I put myself at risk, and I seem to then, financially, I'm then encouraging what Sony's doing by removing. That's not the case. It is my preference. Whenever you should have the ability to have preference without risking losing ownership. That is what it is. It is choice. It's freedom in the way that you wish to play the game and you wish to experience gaming. If you're somebody that enjoys buying the physical game disc, if you're somebody that enjoys buying the physical, having the physical box, you should be entitled to go do that. If I am somebody that likes buying video games digitally because I'm not somebody that enjoys, I'm not somebody that likes.
You're not a collector, you don't.
I just might not like holding the box. Or the main reason I switched is my brother and I used to share games, and what would happen sometimes is they weren't taken care of between me and my brother properly. Either I was mistreating the disc or my brother was, and it would completely ruin the game disc, and we'd have to go out and buy another copy of the game, and that felt like garbage. And it's like, oh, maybe you should. Well, sometimes things happen in a house.
Of course,
things happen.
Things are going to happen.
And that's what sucked. Or like, physical media also takes up physical space. If you're not somebody that has a bunch of storage for a lot of those games, it goes, oh, well, then sell them. Well, I don't want to because I own them and I bought them.
I'm with you on that. If you're not a collector, like I I own I have a cabinet right next to me filled with probably close to, if not over, 100 physical games because I'm retro. I collect 360, PlayStation 2, all that old shit. So
Mhm.
like I also don't mind collecting new stuff. So like I obviously have all this stuff and I like collecting, but if you're not into that, why would you go out of your way to start doing that for new
Mhm.
consoles? I don't know. It feels weird.
All my point that I'm trying to
It's
say is
preference.
that
You should have the
it's
ability to do both. You should be
I
able to
should
do what you want.
yes, I should have the ability to experience gaming and pay for games and buy games in the way that I feel comfortable with or
Yeah.
want to do without risking my ownership abilities.
Yeah.
And rather than fighting each other on whether or not you should buy a physical or digital, we should all be collectively going against Sony and going against the
Yeah.
grain and together and go, you are not entitled to taking away my ownership of this game because I am paying for it. And
Yeah.
if it's not ownership, then it's not piracy, because if I can't own something, then I cannot, if I can't pay you to own it, then I'm not stealing it.
Yeah. What's your opinion on that, Logan? Because you sounded like you said you had the opposite of that.
So the thing with me is I've never really cared because while yes, yes, having physical media means that you can have full ownership and full control and know that you have a complete physical copy that can be played in hardware in home to play the games you like. And I know there's more to it, but but you can pull around from just about anything, and then you have it on your computer, and then it's there. And that's not a piracy argument. That's a if you ca if you like if the worry of having your ability to play the games that you like be taken from you on like to keep your physical media and to like put it on a digital space for you to have is a way of archiving and is a way of keeping it for you. And I also believe that is a way of keeping it alive for preservation's sake. Because there are so like Bloodborne is an example right off rip of it being locked to a console.
Mm-hmm.
But there like not I'm not advocating for piracy, but if you can somehow proclaim a some way to emulate a device onto your computer and you have your legally obtained
Mhm.
ROM file, game file from your disk, you can play it. Like I don't I view it from the clutter aspect. Not that they are clutter, but from a I can see everything on a digital stream. I can see everything that I have, and I have access to it through Steam, which I trust. And I'm basing my entire argument and my whole entire point of this off of trust that and faith in a company that has offered me cheap games will not
Sure.
annex my ability to play these games. And I believe wholeheartedly that if it gets to a point where I cannot play the games that I have paid for in my own personal library that I have had for over a dozen years, there are bigger problems in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Is how I view it. But I see it from a collector standpoint, and I see it from a history standpoint. But I'm in my own personal sense and in my own personal like mindset, having it be saved to a digital space and then spread out works to preserve and keep access alive
Sure.
for when Sony this past week cancel is in 18 months I think it's a month it's a year and a half they're shutting down the PS3 and Vita
Don't
stores,
even get me started. Don't even get me
Mhm.
started.
which is a lot of the coverage of that I have heard, a lot of the stuff that I have seen and read is stating, well, why are you saying you're gonna go completely digital and
And then
have
shut
this.
down your one of your like older digital media consumptions. Like,
It's shooting yourself in the foot.
oh my god, don't even get me
It
started.
it's confusing and it doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
and it's a weird thing where obviously the company is not going to advocate for piracy. It's not going to advocate for
Oh, of course, because
downloading
it's
other stuff.
losing money. But
But if you're gonna not offer people a way to keep their games and then all or to get physical copies of their games and then also say, hey, these libraries of games that you have are going to be taken away from you in a year and a half, and
mhm.
then ostensibly unable to be downloaded because servers gotta go down eventually after that. It's
Yeah,
it's it's a weird thing to do, especially when you're continuing to increase price on both games and software and hardware. It
yeah,
is it's a weird time to even think about having a console, but
yeah.
I trust Steam to do the right thing.
Okay, yeah, see, but that's like you're trusting Steam, which is like, yeah, of course you're gonna trust Steam, but it's Sony we're talking about. Not like you said, not only are they taking away physical media, but they're also shutting down a very vital digital market. So I've always been a PlayStation guy. The only reason why I got an Xbox is because all of my friends had an Xbox and my PS4 also stopped working. So I was like, all right, it's time to make the transition. Plus, then I get to play Halo more instead of going over to my friend's house and doing it. Um, but I have gotten back into my PS3 recently, and I've been going through the market, and there's so many cool fucking games on there that if you wanted to buy it, like you can get. I get you can just ROM everything, and I get that, but like imagine say the only access you have is a PlayStation because your mom got it off Facebook for $70. You know what I mean? You know this is like your very bare minimum gaming. It's all you can do, and like say if you wanted to play Persona 3 Portable, I think it's $20 on the PlayStation 3 market. You want to get a physical version of Persona 3 Portable, you're spending well over $100. And plus you also have to
To
have a
that
PSP to do that.
to that argument, I like I say the secondhand like modded ones that offer. I mean, not actually. Don't
I
take this as gospel. We don't support piracy here. But when it comes like you're not supporting. Not a single developer is not going to see an ounce or a cent of any money you're going to spend on it. Like if you bought Persona 3 revival for the PS Vita or the PSP, whatever, PS Vita.
you got all of
Like
that wrong.
if I buy Super Mario Tennis on the Nintendo GameCube, all right,
Yeah.
do you think any developer is gonna see any commission from that? Is gonna see any money
I
returned from that?
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, but it's just like
It's
I'm
it's at a certain point you're not supporting anybody. You're supporting a secondhand seller,
yeah, that's not
and
like that's not
and
like the thing though. For me at least, it's like I don't get me wrong, I do like to be an originalist. I do like to play on the original consoles. I like to play on the original hardware. I like to have the original game. But I've ROMmed games before. I'm not afraid to ROM an old game that I can't get a hold of. But it's just like I'm thinking for people who don't do that. And like I get it. You can just go ROM something or mod your console or whatever. But it's just like there's sometimes like uh it's just I don't know, it's just nice to have that option. It's kind of like Sean was saying. It's like it's nice to have the option there if that's the route you want to take. Like we shouldn't be having our options limited because these companies are being stupid, greedy, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have our options
greedy.
taken away. If someone wants to go onto the PlayStation 3 market and spend money on it, go for it. I think that should be a thing you should be able to do. Like I got the Attack on Titan game for the PS3, which I didn't know existed for a long time. I didn't realize it was a PS3 game. I thought it was a PS4 game. And I was like, "Oh, that's so fucking cool." And the only way you can get the English version of it is if you buy it on the digital store. So now it's like if they shut down the store, the only way you can play that is through a modded console of some sort or a modded piece, like downloading the ROM on PC if it's even available or if someone has it somewhere. And it's just like now you're just limiting ways people are able to access this stuff. And I just think that I think it's lame. I think
I
it's lame
almost
that we're being
I
limited.
I almost view that as like the opposite because it's it again, I'm not advocating piracy and I'm not advocating this,
ROMs
but
aren't piracy as long as you're not like ROMing like fucking or Donkey Kong Bonanza. You know what I mean? You're ROMing a game that isn't like hard to get nowadays or hard to
Well,
get into. You know?
the argument
by
I'm trying to you go sorry.
sorry, no. You go. I want you to because I have a very long thing to go on about.
I'll keep it short. The thing I'm saying is most people are gonna have a computer laying around their house before they have a PS1. And most people are going to, if they're looking to get into games that are on the PS1, I assume that either they are very much historians or they are looking for games that are cheap. And I view this is cut my thing. I think I'm arguing a separate point. I think
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of arguing for like retro.
piracy, I think.
You're kind of arguing more for like if you're gonna play retro games, just pirate. Instead of like we're arguing that Sony taking away physical media is like and also shutting down
I'm
the
ar-
digital store is just
I'm I'm
limiting.
I'm I'm arguing a stance that if Sony's gonna stop giving people a way to keep their media, then people should keep their media.
Yeah, okay. See, that's a lot clearer because it's like you're kind of like I said, I'm gonna keep this in by the way, because it works well. Yeah, you're kind of almost arguing of like if you're wanting to do retro stuff, then just do retro stuff like the easy way instead
Because
of spending
because
hundreds of dollars.
the argument I'm making is if the people that don't have the money to do it, like
Yeah,
the reason games cost $400 is yeah because they have limited runs, but it isn't because there's not enough copies. It's because people hoard them and there's a capital on them from people selling
yeah,
them secondhand. Like scalpers destroy a hobbyist industry and destroy a community because greed takes over. And the argument I'm trying to make is that this is again another greed move where when games are becoming 60, 70, 80, now going to be likely more. I don't know how you charge more than $80 if the GTA 6 is going to be $80, but it's all a pursuit of money and I don't like it. I don't
sure,
like it and
yeah,
I say if they're gonna do it, stand against it.
sure.
Don't buy their stuff.
That's fair. See, my point I'm arguing is that I think that they shouldn't be limiting to us at all, no matter what it is, unless they were 100% going to make every single digital game cheaper. I think that the fact that they're limiting us, it's like same thing with like the Xbox 360. You can't access that store anymore. If you want a 360 game digitally, you have to go onto your newer Xbox console, and half the games that you want aren't going to be on there. Like, I mean, there's so many Xbox arcade games that are on there. I hate being limited, is what I'm saying, and like
I mean,
if there's a route I want to take, I get you have your stance on like buying things originally and having original, like you know, but it's just like that's something I personally want to do. I should be able to do that, and I shouldn't be limited. Yeah, Sean, what did you have to say? Because didn't you say you had like a
Okay,
long thing to talk about?
so yes, and it was about emulation. There was an emulated version of the PS4 that went out, and people were emulating Bloodborne on it. What happened was Sony sent a cease and desist, and they completely shut down any form of emulation via PS4 or Bloodborne, saying that you must buy the console and you must also buy the game. So essentially, Bloodborne, like, it then sparked a thing about, you know, emulate, like, about to some people who were not like aware of like emulation or like kind of the legality of it, is that essentially if you do not buy the physical copy, so like if you're saying like say Pokemon, like what's a really expensive version? I think my brother said Pokemon Black or something.
Yeah,
from
honestly, any
Pokemon.
Pokemon
If
game you're
you
gonna
do
pay
not
over
buy
$60 for.
if you do not buy a physical version of the game and then port it onto your PC,
Yeah,
like if like you can emulate, that's fine, But if you're going to download the ROM, you are now entering illegal territory.
Yeah, so it's like
because
you're
because it infringes on the
yeah.
copyright of the IP.
So that's kind of
Yeah,
how they get around. That's
nobody ever downloads
well,
things online.
yeah.
Nobody ever posts them online. Everybody just buys their own game and uses their own ROM ripper, and that's how everybody has every single copy of the game.
Exactly. But that's how they get around stuff like that on like emulator websites and stuff, is that they give you the options and they give you all the resources to do it yourself. Like they have the game, like they have the ROM and then they have the like emulator. And then they give you the resources to emulate your own game so that it's legal. But no one's going to do that because that's just not
Not
how
always.
emulation. That's not how emulation works. Like I don't
Not
know if I don't
always.
know if any of you have ever been on like the PSX emulator. They literally have a thing where if you like hook up, like you're supposed to like find your like PS2 game code or something, like it's some sort of code you get from the game or whatever, and it's like on the console or on the disc. I don't fucking remember.
It's in the actual hardware. You got like
Yeah.
to do it to actually do it, because I've done this and I've had to take apart my PS2. You gotta dig, I believe. I
Yeah,
think.
but it's like they give you
I don't
the
know.
resources to do it, but the
I have my cousin that works at Sony do it for me, but
okay.
he said he was digging for something.
But yeah, but like exactly, but you get stuff like the Bloodborne thing where it's just like they just take it away, or like, do you guys remember when the Call of Duty like I forget what they were called, but like the Call of Duty clients where people were basically like making it so that you can get all the weapons. It's like its own separate client. You get all the weapon unlocks, you get all the DLCs, you get to play online servers. It was more live than Xbox and Microsoft had ever made the OG ones that you could play on console. Like I remember they came out with the updates fixing the servers, and nothing actually ever got really that fixed, in my opinion. And so then people came out with like the MW2 remastered multiplayer, where they just took like COD 4 remastered files and just made MW2 multiplayer. That shit got nuked to oblivion. You can't play any of those clients anymore. You can't play like the Call of Duty boy client anymore. Like they hate us having access to things that we can't have access to anymore.
It's a very that's what I was trying to get at, is that it's essentially a very thin line where you essentially just don't talk about it, because even speaking on it could get you in trouble. So like if you just go, "Oh, I'm emulating it." You don't know, because it's like, "Oh, how'd you emulate it?" Once you ask that question of how you emulated it, you essentially open a gateway to you getting sued or
Yeah.
something worse.
Yeah. Oh, it
Or
was
getting the website taken down.
it was MW2.
Or,
I think it was plutonium is what they called it.
yep,
Or like
plutonium.
IWX plutonium. And it was like a group of people who weren't getting paid for this. You know what I mean? Like they weren't. No one was
Yep, I know
charging
what you're
them.
talking about.
They were doing it for free, and then they just had like 2 years worth of work just taken off, and they kept trying to work with PlayStation, or they kept trying to work with Activision, and they kept trying to work with Microsoft to get this like figured out, and they just had to leave the project for a long time and just not work on anything because they just couldn't figure anything out.
Now you can still play it now, but what you need to do is you need to buy a version. You can play it, but you have to buy a version of the game. And essentially, what the software does is it looks for your like
It looks for
a code.
It looks for like the startup code.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh,
EXE
can we
file or
find
whatever.
this? Can we find this code or exe?" Yes. Is it like, if it's found, you can play the game. If not, you cannot play this mod.
Yeah,
So it's essentially just a different. It's not even a mod now. It's just a different server hosting platform.
Yeah, which is
And that's fine. And that's fine. But the thing that like in console modding is a very similar thing too. Whereas like you can do it, but you risk being able to access services from Microsoft or Sony depending on what you modded. So essentially, if I mod my Xbox in order to play a specific game, I could lose access entirely to having that Xbox connect to Microsoft services in any capacity. And if it does connect, I am now on grounds for legal action from Microsoft. It all comes back down to then, what is it worth it for Microsoft to go after a single person who knows? And it's the same thing with Nintendo, because Nintendo's like the notorious for modding or any of the like cracking down on
Yeah.
anything. And it comes down to like, buy a physical version of the game. Well, a physical version of the
Oh.
game is like $100 or like $40, well past what it was MSRP'd at
Yeah,
back when you were
Nintendo
like,
physical media, like anything with the Nintendo name on it. Like it's one thing to buy a GameCube game, like, but it's one thing to buy a GameCube Nintendo made game. You know what I mean? It's like
mhm.
that stuff gets expensive, man.
And that's where this whole thing gets kind of, difficult,
Yeah,
because it comes down to, oh, you should be able, it's like, oh, just do it this way. Well, this way, if enough people do it, eventually their legal team will go after it, because it now becomes a problem
yeah.
in terms of profits in their
I
eyes.
mean the ROMing, the ROM hacks and stuff, especially Nintendo ones. As far as I know, and like how long I've been like doing emulators and stuff like that, don't really get touched as much, especially a lot of the
You
older stuff.
can't.
It's mostly
You
just the
can't do
more
it.
modern stuff that you get to.
Legally, you cannot touch people. Any fan, at least on
Yeah,
Pokemon stuff,
I think it's as
usually
long as it's I think the
they
laws
do.
in the United States is, I looked this up a long time ago to make sure it was fine. I think it's as long
I
as you're
have the
not
info.
paying
I
money
have the
for
precedent
it.
info right now. Yeah, no, I have the precedent info. As long as you're not making money off of it and you're not, it's entirely fan made, and as long as every single person is getting that ROM file and attaching it to their own, or that own extra added information, attaching to their own ROM that they got through a legally purchased game, copy of the game.
Yeah.
You still have to have your own thing. You have to not pay money for it, and it has to be done yourself.
Yeah,
Is the
so,
thing.
so that's where the legal stuff comes in for more modern games, because it's just like Nintendo is not checking if you have Star Fox 64 at your house, you know what I mean? But if you have Donkey Kong Bonanza, a game that they still currently make money off of and they're constantly producing and putting in stores and stuff, yeah, that's an issue. But it's
Mhm.
just, I don't know. It's such a wishy-washy thing to get into, because it's, there's so many thin lines you have to walk across to get where you want.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which side you're on. You're always gonna be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's like I don't think Logan's 100% wrong, but it's just like I have my own opinion, and it's just like either way I think we can all agree that Sony needs to not do this. I think they need to not be a company for once, and they need to be gamers. Be gamers
It,
first, be a company second. That's what
it's
I
yeah,
say.
no.
I
I
Bryson approve this message.
mhm. To put a like final pin in it is like, I'm not arguing against. All my point was is that these companies, when they don't pursue legal action in any way, sometimes isn't because they can't. It's simply because they don't see the profit in doing so, or they don't see how they, like Logan was saying before. He goes, when it comes to the secondhand market, who's earning? The developers aren't earning that money. So people like Nintendo don't earn money from the secondhand sellers, selling it at $400 for certain games or whatever. But when it does impede on their profits, then you're going to start seeing lawyers showing up all the time and starting to read deeper in, and then they're going to start getting into more BS with copyright laws, and goes, technically, and a lot of technicallys end up getting thrown around in court. Next thing you know, we're not able to emulate anything anymore. So that's all my point, is that by pushing towards this idea of
Yeah, I
being
I get what you're saying.
it
I get
might
what you're
push
saying.
people. It might push more people, and the more
Yeah.
people that get pushed, the more profit potentially lost. More profit potentially lost
Yeah.
means more lawyers get
I
involved.
think what you're getting at, in my opinion, is just like it's definitely a possibility. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's a little
It's a
drastic.
worst
I
case
think it,
scenario.
yeah,
It is a
100% a worst.
worst case
I was
scenario
gonna say
that we
because
need to be careful of
yeah,
happening,
because emulating is
rather
pretty chill
than
now for the most part. Like I said, it's just mostly modern stuff. And yeah, with the taking away of physical media, it makes emulating more of a possibility, and that 100% could lead to a lot of stuff getting taken down.
I'm just somebody that plans for the worst but hopes for the better.
Yeah,
It's like you have to plan for worst case scenario.
I think
At least the way I like that's just how things have been for me.
worst case scenario, Johnny Silverhand. Actually, it's not Arasaka Tower. It's actually Sony Tower.
The new Sony
We've
Tower.
got a city to burn.
Yeah.
Wake the fuck up, samurai.
Well, it's a good thing that since Sony, there is some light, and I think we should end on some light at the end of the tunnel.
100%. I don't like being all negative.
Since Sony has made that comment, they have been radio silent on all social media accounts. Rockstar came out and publicly told Sony to cut all ties in terms of promotion with them because Rockstar wants nothing to do with what Sony was talking about, their whole angle, and they're getting
don't come by my house.
They're getting added into this.
We're
like,
done.
Rockstar's, it's kind of like dogpiling, but it's like, no, Rockstar had their specific reasons for it, and Sony has their evil reasons for it. I'm not defending that Rockstar is a non-evil company, but my point is still that Rockstar wants nothing to do with Sony's angle,
which that says something. You know what I mean? It's just
hopefully it says something. Obviously, the price, the way that they're pricing their games, the GTA 6 people are gonna whatever
we should be happy they're not pricing it at 120, dude.
It's hopeful. It's hopeful that like other larger companies, at least their social media teams, were out making fun of Sony.
Oh, 100%. The amount of jokes I've seen is insane.
But it's only been from people out. It's only been from companies outside.
Yeah.
Not companies inside. And that is what's worrying. But at the same time, because they're radio silent and because the backlash is so heavy, hopefully this does push something.
Yeah, maybe they're rethinking things. If they're not rethinking, maybe they're thinking about going about it a different way.
Somebody, there'll be Sony's gonna keep going this way.
Yeah.
Hopefully there will be another company that decides to be more advocates for the people.
100%. 100%. But yeah, we are. I said I wanted this episode to be an hour long, and we're already pushing almost an hour 20. I love that. I'm glad that we were able to get very into this, because that was something I wasn't as opinionated on. Honestly, after this conversation, I'm more opinionated than ever. I guess I didn't realize how extremist I was about fucking physical media. But
you're going crazy, dog. I was scared.
Dude, you guys, if you guys don't agree with me, I'm gonna hurt you. But yeah, honestly, I hope people leave comments. Leave a comment on your opinions on physical media and like whether or not it's that big of a deal to you or not. Because like I am willing to hear both sides. I love having my mind changed. But I don't know. Just leave a comment on how you feel about that and whether or not you still buy physical media or not, whether it's old or new. Yeah.
And smash that like button and hit subscribe.
Ring that like button.
Subscribe.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell like you're at Arby's, buddy.
We have new things outside of podcasts.
Yes, gameplay videos are coming soon. The people behind the channel, the scientists, they're working on something crazy. They're working on insane ideas, man. we've got chemicals coming up.
We're pouring a ton, all of Valve's money that they should be putting into a new. Oh, sorry, what?
Sorry, sorry.
This fucking guy, kick him off. He's off the pod.
All of the CS2 gambling money has been funneled into us, and we have mass amounts of scientists working around the clock on R&D on video ideas. All the money that they could have been using for a better anti-cheat on CS2 has been going to us.
Yeah, we're getting all of that money now. So yeah, expect big things in the future coming from us. We would love to expand not just only the podcast, but do more gameplay oriented videos. We have a series cooking, so be prepared for that.
Mhm.
And we'll see you in the next one where we talk about
E-
Destiny 2 for
Again.
forever.